Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Racha Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And uh, I got an article, and it just pretty much shows you what this pandemic has led to. Somebody was pointed out throughout all this, everything that has been taking place. Now you actually got the face, now you got something you can tangibly point to now, which in this, at this point in time, they are known as the unjabbed, So, bro, yeah, they known as the unjabbed, But you see, the wrath of Esau is becoming more and more intense. Till it's gonna get to the point he's gonna flip the table over, man. But this is from CNBC, and it reads: "Breaking society apart. Unjabbed people are angry as they face more crown restrictions." But who really angry? You angry. You the one that's mad, full of wrath, because the people ain't getting jabbed. And if it was so bad as you sell it, it will sell itself, man. But your wisdom have perished. And these are the first steps to the downfall of your rulership, man. But the so-called white man, he's mad. That's why there's restrictions out. That's why he's passing different laws and legislations to, put pressure upon you. Matter of fact, let's let's see, ain't really that much on the article. Let's see. Just read the key points. It said the divide between the jab and the unjab, when it comes to the crown, is likely to become even deeper as time goes on. Yeah, because this is gonna break up families, and it's gonna get bad out here. And this is the Lord dividing the sheep from the goats. And this is just the first part of the filtering, man. How you had these different Israelite counts. You had IUIC when they promoted you to take the test. Nigga took a 2-foot long Q-tip of his nose. What you seeing, the divide. You seeing, the Lord is stirring things up, man. It says an increasing number of restrictions on those yet to receive a jab are being introduced in Europe and Babylon, U.S. So it says introduce, meaning what? These are the beginning stages of the sorrows. Matter of fact, let's just start off with that. Let's start out with that. 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. See? Yeah, because it's restrictions now. It's laws on the book where you got to get that thing. And not even that, you got to get jabbed out now. You can't just get hit one time and think that, nah, you gotta get that thing. But if you don't, they're gonna take your livelihood away. Forget your different pleasures and your wants, and you want to just hit the movies up. You just not going to the grocery store. You can't go to the gas station. You can't get a job. Which, in this article, they push that so you can go back to work, fuckers, man. But we're in the beginning of the sorrows. It said the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. See? And the evils began by the way of Esau writing it into law. Justify his military to do these different operations. You know, locking down these cities and going to these, certain houses and blowing the whole house down. This is what's on the books right now. This is what's going to bring forth the evils. See, Esau is speaking the evils in his laws before it manifests, man. Which really is Yahweh Shemel Shah, because we speaking on the evils, the prophets, starting with the apostles and the elders, was talking about these things, and pretty much you probably thought they was shooting from the hip with it at a point in time. But now in this time right here, this point in time right here, you actually got to consider and entertain the idea of concentration camps. You got to actually consider and entertain the idea of famines and martial law taking place and race wars and food wars and civil war and all these things, man. Because it's manifesting. We're in the beginning stages of it. But a lot of these things are going to kick off by the way of these laws that was on the books, man. It says, what shall I do when these evils shall come? And the only thing we can do is trust in Yahweh Shemel Shah. So, let's go back to the article. It reads, it said the ease or freedom to travel, work. See how they threw work in there? Because that's going to compromise your livelihood. That's gonna cut off your access to, not just, like I said, not just going to the movies or going shopping and some shit like that. You just actually staying in the house. You might lose your car and shit. These things are going to take place, man. It's only going to intensify. That's why I said they're going to introduce these different methods so they let you know this just step one. It's only going to intensify until he spake as a dragon, man. And draconian laws. So it says, on the ease or freedom to travel, work, socialize, and engage in leisure activities is increasingly determined by one's job status. So meaning what? It's mandatory, man, to do these things in certain parts of, Europe and the U.S. In certain parts right now, these methods are being introduced. And it's going to be in your face, all our faces, at one point. Everybody going to have their hour. Everybody going to have their hour. But we seeing it now. We had to, the Lord has given us the eyesight to have this spirit of anticipation to prepare spiritually for what's about to take place, man. Because this devil, Esau is finna come down with great wrath, man. Let's see. I'll probably read like the first two paragraphs. It says, the divide between the jabbed and unjabbed when it comes to the crown is likely to become even deeper. It says, with officials in the U.S. and Europe planning or introducing an increasing number of restrictions on people who haven't got that thing. So as you see, we here, man. This devil is not finna pull back. He can't. You can only pump fake it so many times, man. He got to shoot the ball on this one. He had these different test runs, dealing with Ebola and all these different things to give you people a scare. But this is it. And these people ain't fazed by it. So that's why the military is going to be involved. Tell he better not the sword in vain. See, he's going to live up to what the scriptures say. That he is the sword. He's the one that's going to bring forth that destruction and death. But it starts by the way these laws he passed pass. His rhetoric, what he put forth on the media, also contributes. It's going to contribute to that evil coming forth. And it's not just going to, it's going to be, the evil is going to be targeted to some people too, man. You know, for the 2/3, you know, of the nation of Israel, that evil is going to be targeted towards them. But also, Esau is going to try to get the ones that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. That's who that evil really is going to be pointing toward, till he's going to bend his bow, you know. But he's going to miss, man. The answer going to hit him. So it says almost all governments around the world have so far resisted making the crown mandatory, the jab mandatory for their citizens, although many have introduced forms of the crown jab certificate, passes, or passport that allow the immunized bearer more freedom and work opportunities than unjabbed people. See, man. But it's pretty much they saying the same thing. It's not mandatory, but you can't do this unless you got. It's the same thing. So they ain't like they resisted and making it mandatory. No, they just doing it. And matter of fact, let's get this, because the so-called white man is the devil, man. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8, verse 9, Slakia. Even him, see, whose coming is after the working of Satan. Who is that him? That's talking about Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's coming after the working of Satan. He was built to be adverse. He's the physical counterpart of the spiritual being Satan. That's why everything this man promotes is death. It says, with all power and signs and lying wonders, it says, and with all deceivableness. And that's how this man operates. With all deceivableness. Even when he puts that, the thing, the real thing, it's going to be through deception. He going to try to package it as a form of convenience. You know, that this is the new trend. And you ain't got to worry about identity theft or credit card fraud or anything of this nature. Plus, you get 7,200 credits too when you get it. This is how this man is gonna, just like how he doing it now. He with the jab. He had incentives. You can put your name in the lotto. We'll give you $50. We'll buy you a burger and a fry to go. We'll buy you a lap dance if you get this thing. Why you selling it so hard? Because there's a sinister plan behind everything that this man do. You can't trust this devil, man. You know? It said, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And that lets you know, this is the bridge to our salvation, this truth. This is how we're going to escape the way of the evil man, by the way of this understanding. Knowing when this man present these things unto us, we know to resist it. You know? No matter what comes behind it. Because we understand that this man is deaf. Just going back, everything he puts forth is a sinister plan behind it. Let's get that Sirach, Ecclesiastes 14:7. It said, and he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. See? Yeah, because he coming in the name of health all of a sudden. Why is that? You put pork as a delicacy. You know, you have made the lifestyle of being a bundle of sticks as the norm. And that's just scratching the surface. You know, it's a plethora of things that the so-called white man have, well, I won't say introduced, but made it the norm here in this lifetime. It's nothing but death, man. And abominations, man. He pretty much upholding all these customs of these other former kingdoms, man. You know. But it said if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. See, so it's not like he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. It's something else behind it. Like if I offer you a drink, and I've been being your head this whole time, and I offer you a drink, you should, you know, look at that drink kind of funny. But cause there's some in the drink, he see you thirsty, but he offer you something, but you know this that same guy that robbed you, you know, that murdered you, with that same smile too. You know? It said he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. See, so meaning what? Once you in striking range, once he think, you know, it's going to be made known, it's going to be made manifest, his agenda will be made known, man. This new world order, you know, these different, you know, it was a point in time you had Illuminati tapes floating around. Everybody watched those old Illuminati tapes. They were talking about depopulation and this and that. Now it's, you see it now. But the scriptures been talking about it, man. You know, when the scripture said, yeah, send a sword, that was talking about Esau, so-called white man. And we seeing the bridge to that. We seeing the necessary steps that's head towards the desolation, towards the destruction. You know, all hell breaking loose. The money crashing, the power going out. And, you know, a plethora of plagues and tribulation and anguish that the Lord's about to send upon the planet Earth, man. We seeing it, man. You know. But at the end of the day, when the so-called white man come down with great wrath, it's not gonna work, man. This Ecclesiastes Sirach 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. See? So let's just going back that if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. Because he can present something unto you, but in the back of his mind, you're like, you better bite on it, because I'm going to get your ass. That's the mindset of this devil. He imagine them, and it starts by the way of these secret councils. These different secret councils, these secret meetings, these elites be having, and they send forth different orders down throughout the planet Earth. And that's why you're seeing the everything changing now. See, it don't feel like 2005 no more. It don't even feel like 2015 no more. Shit happening, man. You know? Because you seeing the agenda of this man playing out. But at the end, it's going to be declared. You don't think the so-called white man ain't the devil right now? You going to know at the end, when them tanks in the middle of the street, when you see a nigga in armed fatigue with a you know, that thing in his hand, drones, or when the power go out, and, you know, when these stores and run out of food and everything, then you going to know then. You know? Because remember, you know that nigga Bill Gates bought so much percent of the farmland. So it lets you know this man's going to create a artificial famine, man. Which ultimately is how by Shema outside doing all this, man. You know, at the end of the day. That's how we know Esau going to lose. It's already set in stone. We know the Lord set up Esau to create all this chaos and madness. And then he going to overthrow him at the end of the day, man. You know? So it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, which this is the opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, see? So this lets you know this time this man is going to strike. And that's why you have this nigga telling he calling the troops back. And remember, Trump already signed 100,000 troops to be over her, you know, on reserve, on call. They hurry up and wait, whatever, you know. So it's gonna be made known that this nigga is that same nigga. You tell you that old serpent in Revelation 12 chapter. It said, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Why? Because he the one that caused adversity. Now he coming to you with a solution. What's gonna work out in his favor. You know? It says, and though he pretend to help thee, see, yet he shall undermine thee because it's a sinister plan behind it. He wants you to drink that cup just so he can experiment on you. You know, which is, Esau, he's a sick. Because you got to look at, when you watch these different movies, these horror movies, you watch these different video games, you play these video games, shit, you deal with these, grab somebody, head get chopped off, they arm get ripped off, or dealing with motherfuckers like that, how they body act in space. How do you know all these things? How can you get that down to the nitty gritty, be so detailed? Because this man actually did these things, man. Till he comes a diligent search. Man be testing on humans and shit. Not just, different animals and rabbits and chimps, and this man test, on human beings, man. Even back then, this man dealing with medicine, and this devil would experiment on our women during slavery, while they was pregnant. They ain't giving no anesthesia, So this that same nigga though, man. This that same nigga, man. It says he gonna undermine. He gonna pretend to help thee, but he's gonna undermine thee because he wants you at the end of the day. That's the trap. He wants you. It says he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much. See, that means he plotting. And that goes to those secret counsels. When you whispering, that means you don't want nobody else to hear it. So what is he whispering much? So that means he always talking about this. What is it? How to overthrow really the ones that have the testimony of Yahushua. Because, as I said, out of all these things, what's going on with the crown? How it blew up, it was a worldwide thing. Everybody was. Now, it ain't even about the disease itself or the virus, whatever you want to call it. It's about the unjab. Why you ain't getting the thing? Why you ain't getting it? Why you worry about me, man? But the point is you seeing this man he already found his target, but now he's putting his target on display, man. And you seeing it through the media, through his laws and legislations. He's roaring, It says he would shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. See? So meaning what? He's going to show himself to be the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. When the military come down. And this how he's going to show his wrath. This how this man always rationalize things out. Through the military. So that's why he's going to come in the name of health and throw you in a concentration camp. But that's the devil for you, man. So yeah, I just hope to edify. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I like to say Shalom to the elect that teach word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. DTA, Abide Baal. Soon, very soon.